Hey, welcome to our episode of an interview with a fellow gig tuber. This time we're talking to Steph on the pedal.
That's
How you doing?
right. Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. That's a I your channel name is clever. Like it's instead of step on the pedal, it's Steph on the pedal. How'd
Yeah.
you come up with that?
A friend of mine said you should call it Stuff on the Gas. And then I was like, nah, I mean, that's all right. But then I kind of came up with Stuff on the pedal part. So it was me and a friend that came up with my channel name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gas kind of implies like farts or something.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I didn't really think about it that way, but yes, that is correct. It does imply gas.
And you
I'm
started out on YouTube doing videos about Uber and Lyft, right?
I for sure did. Yes.
And that
So
was
I didn't really know much about the other gigs. I knew, I mean, the basics, Uber, Lyft, and yeah, I got fired from my bartending job. I was a bartender for like 11 years and I wanted something fast and I didn't know that I excuse me. I didn't know that I wanted to go back to bartending, so I was like, all right, let's figure something out a little more entrepreneurial because I mean, I was kind of doing that anyways. I have a portrait photography business, so the flexibility was what really appealed to me.
I can't believe anybody would fire you from bartending. Or did you like throw a drink in somebody's face or something?
Yeah, my boss didn't like me very much. I'm not, I don't know. I think maybe, I don't want to say that I'm a bad employee. I think that I'm a little combative. And if I don't agree with something, I'm not very good at shutting up and just dealing with it. So yeah, it was a silly situation. I actually overserved somebody, which is something that that happens from time to time. I probably should have just had a slap on the wrist and maybe been suspended for a day or two, but yeah, she fired me instead. So whatever,
How
I'm over
long
it.
ago was that?
That was, I I think, more than a year ago. Well, yeah, maybe a little under a year, just a little under a year.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And you're in Denver, right?
I am.
Now, are you from that area originally?
No, so I actually moved here from Indiana maybe 6 years ago.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know. I actually originally moved here for my ex's job. And then we ended up splitting up, but I really didn't want to leave because, I already had started my portrait photography business out here. And I don't know. I don't want to go back to Indiana. Colorado's nice.
I've never been to Indiana. I mean, I know a lot of people from there, but it's just
It's
like,
not a very exciting place.
yeah.
No,
You ever watch
not.
Parks and Rec?
No, I haven't. Is that in
Uh,
Indiana?
yeah, it takes place in Pawnee, Indiana, which I don't know if that's a real place or not, but
Probably. I haven't even heard of that though, to be honest. I mean, I
uh,
know I've heard of Parks and Rec, but
yeah,
not
you would probably like that show. It's really good. It's one of my all-time favorite shows.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not like I'm very selective about the TV that I watch. I don't watch a ton of TV, so I like to make it count when I do watch TV.
Oh, by the way, people are watching at home and they see me drinking this red juice. Like, it's not beet juice. This is actually a beer called Fire Dome. It's a sour with cherry and mango. That's why it's red.
I think that sounds so good.
But
I'm drinking a red drink also, but this is tea.
uh,
So I'm getting my caffeine on with you.
there's no caffeine in here. This is alcohol.
Yeah, I am a
I get a lot
major.
of comments in like any random video of mine. People will go, "Are you wearing lipstick?" My
Oh,
lips
because
are shiny. I guess I don't know.
are they dyed from you drinking the beer?
No, I
No,
mean sometimes I put chapstick on. Maybe that's
your lips are really red. That's Yeah, they are. I mean, look at like my lips are like pink color. Your lips are you kind of does look like you have lipstick on.
yeah. And it makes I don't know why, but my teeth kind of look shiny too.
This is so random. Why are we talking about our lips and our teeth?
Yeah.
Your teeth, yep, it's
Um,
kind of shiny.
let's get back to the beginning. So you lost your bartending job, and then
Yeah.
you went into rideshare driving. And then how long were you doing Uber and Lyft? Did you do both or one or the other?
I did both. So I started with Lyft, and then I just wanted to get because they had the guaranteed earnings. So I just wanted to do Lyft, get the guaranteed earnings, and then I started doing Uber. I got the guaranteed earnings through Uber, and then I did like a combination of the two. But I ended up mainly doing just Uber um, after a while because it was just the better app out of the two, busier.
And
Did
like
I
how
just answer
long?
your question? I'm not sure what you asked me.
Well, I was gonna say, how long were you doing rideshare before you started doing YouTube? Because I think like your
Oh, no.
original videos were about rideshare driving, right?
Yeah, I started rideshare and YouTube at the same time. So my very first video that I put out is actually me talking to my friend, asking him questions about rideshare driving. So yeah, my first day is documented on YouTube from
Yeah, I've
doing.
got your channel on my other screen here. Yeah, tips for beginner Uber and Lyft drivers 11 months ago.
Yep.
And it's fun. Wow, your hair's a lot shorter then, and it's
Yeah.
red in some videos.
Oh yeah,
And,
one of my videos. Hmm.
wow, your Instacart videos have blown up. I just sorted your channel by most popular. Shop a batch with me, 81,000 views. Wow.
I
Instacart
know,
first
it's
day,
crazy.
28,000. How much money do Uber driver? Okay, so that was like your first viral video because that's from 10 months ago and it's got 25,000 views.
Yeah.
Um, what do you credit your like these? Do you know if your videos got picked up by like somebody famous on Twitter or some kind of viral marketing site, or do you just think it's like pure organic?
I honestly, I have no clue. I have no clue. I mean, I've been featured on some other channels. I've done collabs with people. I'm sure. I feel like it's probably a combination of things. I don't know anything about my videos being on other sites, but I mean, maybe they are.
YouTube
Not with
used
my
to
permission. What?
YouTube used to, like if your video was embedded on another website, and like I've been on YouTube since 2006. um like it would actually underneath your video it would say as seen on like 4chan.com or Reddit and or whatever. Like if your video was embedded somewhere and it was just getting tons of traction on there, it would actually say that like where the
Oh,
hashtags are now.
that's kind of
Or you could at least go into the video analytics and it would show you sites that have embedded your video, but they don't seem to do that anymore.
no. I've never seen that, and I mean, I've been watching YouTube for a long time, and I don't think I've ever noticed that. But I'm not sure I would have paid attention to it before I actually started making YouTube content myself.
Yeah, if you're really big into SEO, like a lot of people pay really close attention to those analytics, and like that, so then they know where traffic's coming from and like how to cater to that audience and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
I think
I
it's
mean,
I think you have an easier time on YouTube because you look like that and I look like this.
oh. Well, sorry. Thank you. I think.
Yeah, I was gonna start out the video. I forgot to open with my joke. I was gonna say, so what are Howard, Raj, Sheldon, and Leonard like in real life?
Wait, what? I'm lost.
You ever watch Big Bang Theory?
See, look, you're what's her Kelly
Kaylee Cuoco.
Haley. Yeah, I hear that all the time. Yeah. I I've watched a bit of that show, but no, that's been a big comment of mine recently is people telling me I look like her.
Hmm.
Which is fine. I'll take that. She's pretty.
Well, people say I look like Buster from Arrested Development.
I watched, oh my gosh, I know. I did watch Arrested Development, so yeah. Maybe I can kind of see that. I get that. Yeah, that's funny.
um, all right, so getting back to YouTube and stuff. And so you started doing, videos about Uber and Lyft, and then, so like that was what, last summer, last fall,
Right.
and then how long were you just doing rideshare exclusively? How long until you started doing Instacart?
I just started Instacart with, once everything started happening and we all went into quarantine and whatnot. That's when I started Instacart
Oh,
because I
okay.
knew rideshare wasn't going to do it for me. So, yeah, I mean, I was just doing Uber and Lyft. Well, part-time, I should say, because I do still have my portrait photography business. But that's not enough. That's not full-time income for me, at least not yet. So
I was
that's
gonna
why,
say, can you talk about that? Like what, so like you're really a professional photographer.
yeah.
Um, so like what kind of, do you like do, like pictures of the mall or um
No, so I
boudoir
do.
pictures?
No, well, yeah, I have done some boudoir. So I do mainly family photos and business headshots. I do almost exclusively on location work. So, I mean, I don't want to be cooped up in a studio here. I'm in Denver. Like, I can go to the mountains and take photos. I would much rather do that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Except for the business headshots. Those are typically somewhere in the city. But yeah, family photo shoots, I'm going to like the foothills and the mountains, and yeah, it's fun. I like it a lot.
So
But
how did you learn photography? Did you go to school for that?
no, I didn't. I'm just self-taught. I mainly learned on YouTube, if I'm being perfectly honest.
I took photography in high school back in the 90s. Like we had an actual dark room in my high school.
Mhm.
We took we all did black and white film. That was a lot of fun. I haven't
Yeah.
done that in a long time. Did you ever do that, like actual film, not, because everything's digital these
No,
days?
I actually didn't. But I did take video courses in high school.
Hmm.
So, I mean, that kind of ties in a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I've always been somewhat interested in like technical art. But
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. Just taught myself and started a business.
Hmm. Well, that's pretty cool. So do you
Yeah.
have like an LLC or anything, or?
Yeah, I do. It
Yeah,
is
that's awesome.
LSU. I haven't quite decided whether or not I want to actually share my business name because
Hmm.
I don't know. Like most people that comment on my videos are pretty okay people, but there are some aggro people on there too. So I'm not sure that I want them, popping over into my business and giving me their 2 cents there. So we'll see. I don't know. I might spill it at some point. I'm not ready to do that yet.
Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say. Well, oh, I was gonna say, you ever think about doing YouTube videos about photography, or like, I mean, that's like a legit
Yeah.
site. Like, I have all these books right here about gig economy, and like, which what they call gig economy, the rest of us would call freelance work. Like, photographers, journalists, computer programmers, any work that you could do basically. You don't have to go into a cubicle. Like, you could do it anywhere, and like, you don't have to have a one. You don't have to work for a company. You can shop yourself around.
Hmm.
Like, you're between being a photographer and doing like the work we do, like Instacart, DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, Amazon, all that's really, it really should be called the on-demand economy. But like, where gig economy is really, like I said, like what you're doing, like photography, journalism, things like that. Even being a professional YouTuber, like Philip DeFranco or something like that. Like, they're like, that's real gig economy work. So I
Right.
mean, like, you could start a separate channel where you just talk about doing photography stuff.
Yeah, I actually have another channel. I started a channel in like 2012, I want to say. I started a long time ago. But it was very lifestyle. I was just kind of like throwing content at it and no real focus, and it didn't do very well. And then I just kind of walked away from it, but I think I might pick it back up, but more as not treat it as much as a business, but more so just like a passion project and a place for me to put content up that inspires me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This
But
is actually, yeah, I actually have two channels myself. Like, this channel, actually, this used to be my beer review channel. This is a glass I had made like 11 years ago. See how it says
Yeah,
youtube.com/chad9976, which is
that's awesome.
technically the URL for this channel, but I changed it to Chad the Gay Economist a few months ago. I have my other YouTube channel, Chad's Beer Reviews, that I did for 10 years. I did 1,000 episodes of that show.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I started in
Oh,
2008.
but you don't do it anymore.
Occasionally, I'll get on there once or twice a month, and I'll do a live stream, just do a beer review. But if it gets like 30 views, I don't care. You know, I just do it
Right.
just for kicks.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
mean, I I love doing like the gig work and the rideshare YouTube. Like it's really fun for me, but I would like to have like the more creative outlet making content that's more like I said, inspiring to
yeah.
me at least.
Do you do any other apps? Are you doing Amazon Flex, DoorDash, Postmates, anything like that?
So most of the apps I've been waitlisted. So I really want to get on with Shipped. I'm really curious about that. The only two that I've actually signed up for and not been waitlisted for are Amazon Flex and Postmates. And I am planning to actually try those out and make some content around those. I'm having a hard time walking away or like stepping back from Instacart just because I really do like Instacart.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I understand why you might not like it as much right
Yeah, not right now, but
now. Right.
so like, can you walk us through like what's a typical workday like for you? Right. Well, I don't know, maybe not right now, but in the last month or two, like what's like a workday like for you or a work week?
For, I mean, just
Doing Instacart.
Instacart.
Yeah.
Instacart. Yeah, I mean, I I don't I'm not like out there grinding. I mean, I'll be perfectly honest. I do it very part-time because, I have other income streams and it's not it's it's definitely something I want to keep part-time. I'm not looking to like pad my bank account with Instacart money necessarily, even though I think that's entirely possible. But if I go out, I usually work like 6 hours. I want to
Mhm.
say I'm usually shopping for about 6 hours, and that's about the extent of it. So I've been getting up a little bit earlier recently, just because with the bot issue, or if I know whatever it is, influx in new shoppers or bots, it seems to be better to go out earlier. So I've
Yeah,
been trying to get up a little earlier and go out and
I
yeah.
found that true. I found that, yeah, I can maybe get like one or two batches before lunch, but then it's like after lunch, forget it. It sucks so bad in Florida.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, what's like what's your long range plan? Because I think I mentioned this in passing in some of my videos. Like I'm doing a cybersecurity online, like, and I don't know if you can see down here is my IT certifications. I worked in IT as a regular day job for like 10 years, and
Hmm.
I've been on about a year and a half hiatus, um, doing, Uber, Lyft, Amazon Flex, Instacart, DoorDash, Ship.
Yeah.
Well, I applied for Shipped, and oh yeah, did Ship make you do a video interview?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did that with them.
Yeah, I applied. I've applied like two or three times, and every time I apply, they write back and say your answer to the video interview didn't cut it or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, I think Instacart should do that because, and I was thinking maybe Ship does this because it verifies that the person can speak English.
Exactly. Yes, I thought the same thing. It is, I mean, it's a great idea.
The problem is somebody has to actually watch that, and you multiply that by thousands, hundreds of thousands of people, and you got to pay thousands of people to sit down and watch all those videos.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the way that they sent me an email and said that they were going to, I think they said they were going to review my application once a spot was available. So that made me it sounded like I was waitlisted.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's more than I've heard. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Do
what's
you know
going
how
on.
many shoppers are in your zone?
I've seen people post that. I don't know how do you find that? I could look
If you go to How Am I Doing,
okay.
and then it should say like your speed, and then there's a button that says like more information. It'll show a leaderboard of your zone. Did you work
There's
last week?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's How Am I Doing, and then scroll down to whoops.
There's a I think
Seconds
so
per item.
there's a seconds per item. Okay.
You have an iPhone, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
And then
3,477 choppers.
how many?
3,477.
Can you hold it up to the camera?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to dim the
Can you see it?
screen. Oh yeah, wow. 3,004. What rank are you? You can tell what rank you are because it'll be between the two numbers at the like on mine it's I was 95 last week out of 1,381. They've added 1,000 choppers in my zone in the last 3 months. You started Instacart after they went completely on demand, right? You never had to schedule hours.
Yeah. No, I never had to schedule it. Just
Yeah.
on demand.
Once they went on demand, they got rid of this leaderboard. Then they just brought it back this week.
I honestly haven't really paid much attention to that. Like I didn't even know how to access it.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm not very fast. I'm not very fast at all, but yeah, I mean my speed right now is 101, which I think is probably actually pretty bad because I've seen other people's
Yeah,
speed
that's
like a
a
lot
minute and a
better.
half per item.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just kind of like you can get hung up on when you're just trying to find that one item. Like, you have any I know you just did a whole video about 50 tips and tricks for
Mm-hmm.
Instacart. I mean, we can talk about some of those here. Like, I think my biggest speed tip is bring when you're you can't really do it anymore because of how quick batches go. But in the olden days, when you had 4 minutes to look over the batch before you decided if you wanted it or not, there's little preview pictures at the bottom. I would always scroll through those and look specifically for deli items and subs. Like, I don't know if there's stores out there that do like prepared foods, like made to order foods like subs or pizza, bagels, things like that. Anything where you have to wait in line and place the order and wait for them to make it and then come pick it up later, or that's my biggest speed tip, life hack, whatever you want to call it, is look for those before you even accept the offer, or maybe after you. Well, there's a way to do it after you accept the offer. It's hard for me to show without it not being in an active order now, but like, so if you know there's going to be deli items or subs, something like that, before you go wait in line at deli, if there's a line, get a ticket and wait for them to call your number. And then you swipe to start shopping, and then you scroll all the way to the bottom and look for deli items, and you take a notepad and pen and write down, 1 pound boar's head turkey or ham or
Yeah.
whatever it is. That really helps.
That's smart.
That's what's like your tips like that?
I think my biggest thing was at first was produce. I was so slow at produce, and it was because I just didn't even think. I was grabbing individual produce and then I would go weigh it and then enter it in the app and then like do it one by one. Whereas, now I just go grab everything at once. I don't enter anything into the app until I have everything. And then I'll either weigh it or I might guess, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Yeah. After a while, you'll actually be able to, you'll get really good at guessing the weight just from holding it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they give you the weight estimate right there. So they know what weight what weight they're expecting.
Mm-hmm.
So you just multiply that and then enter it in.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's like where in your neighborhood. Like, are you in the city of Denver proper, or are you in the suburbs somewhere?
I'm in a suburb of Denver.
Okay, yeah, that's like me. Like, I'm not, and I'm about actually 20 miles outside of Orlando proper. In fact, my zone technically isn't even Orlando. It's north of Orlando and east of Orlando. It's like if you saw it on a map, it would my zone is like almost the size of Rhode Island or something. Well, maybe not that big, but it's really big. But like half of my zone is just all wilderness.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Okay.
but for this area, like everything in Orlando, everything in Florida is like brand new. Like every building, every apartment building, like there's no heritage or history or anything here. So like everything is brand new except for, and like they keep building apartment complexes everywhere around here because everybody's moving to Florida because the
Right.
cost of living is cheap here. There's no state income tax. Um, but
I didn't
everybody
know
wants
that.
cases of bottled water like this one on the floor over here. Actually, that's a small one. Do you ever have to carry cases of bottled water up 2 or 3 flights?
No, actually, I haven't done many apartment orders. So I actually drive a little bit. So I'm maybe 10 minutes outside of Denver, like downtown, 10, 15 minutes
Right.
outside it. And then I drive even further away from the city into like a suburb area where there's like virtually no apartments around there. So I guess I'm kind of lucky to where I hardly ever do apartment batches.
So most of your customers are in houses.
Yeah.
Okay. But are they like one thing I know? Like I'm originally from upstate New York, and I've also lived in Illinois and Virginia. And one thing I noticed about Florida that's different about other places is that the actual front door is like at the same level as the driveway. There may be like maybe one step, but like where I'm from in New York, like the front door is like a good 5, 6 steps up. So that's why like I don't know if you see my videos where I have a wagon and I can actually roll the wagon from my car right to the people's kitchen. And I up until COVID broke out, I used to always do that, and I would get a lot of cash tips that way. Is that what it's like there, or are you do you ever go into people's houses, or are you just drop it at the door?
I almost I haven't gone into anyone's house since this has started. Not a single house. Every
Okay.
single one of them have been. That's actually not true. I delivered to a retirement community, and the lady asked if I could bring it all the way up and inside for her, and I did. But I think just most people are so scared right now that they don't want you in their house. So yeah, everybody has selected like the leave at my door option, and I just drop it off on the front porch. And sometimes I talk to them, sometimes I see them, sometimes I don't.
Yeah. I pretty much tell my customers they're getting the leave at the door option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first batch actually, the one that I took all the way up. So I think even at this point I would probably say like, listen, like for your safety and mine, I think that you should just let me leave this right here outside the door.
Do you get
That Go ahead.
go ahead.
I was just curious to ask you. So most people typically when, this isn't the whole pandemic isn't happening, they would want you to bring it all the way in their house.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, no, before the pandemic, most people around here were it just kind of depends on their house and everything, and if they have dogs or whatever, but um having that wagon really helps 'cause I would just be like, since I'm already at the front door with the wagon, I'd be
Yeah.
like, I can just roll this right into your kitchen. And most people are like, okay. But I mean, some people are like, no, we just unload it here. Like if they got
Right.
dogs or whatever. Um, you would not believe, I've been doing Instacart for a year and a half now, plus DoorDash, Uber Eats, all that stuff. People who own dogs, they forget that they own dogs until somebody rings the doorbell. And then all of a sudden the dogs are all barking. They're like, oh yeah, I own dogs. It's like, put your dogs in the backyard or in the bathroom or the bedroom or something.
Yeah. No. I'm not a dog person really. I have
Yeah, I'm
cats.
not either.
I am very hardcore cat lady.
Yeah, I was gonna say before, like, you have any? Well, this might be more on the Uber and Lyft side, but what's like you must have had statistically, you must have had some weirdos by now.
I don't think anything. No, not anything too bad. Nothing that sticks out to me. So, I mean, I bartended for 11 years. Like
Oh.
I'm pretty hard. I want to I want to say like not a lot gets to me. I'm used to people being a little creepy, and I feel like I know how to diffuse it. So
Yeah, that's when I first started doing rideshare. I first started doing rideshare part time 3 years ago. Back when I still had a day job, I would just do it on the weekends, and I always liked because I was in outside of Tampa at the time, and I would always end up in Tampa. There's a lot of colleges there, and
mm.
more, sure enough, I would always end up hauling around a bunch of drunk college girls, and I always like that. Drunk dudes, no, no thanks.
Yeah.
Not too many drunk people on Instacart though. A lot of I was gonna ask this. You're in Denver, Colorado. They legalize even recreational weed there. So with recreational weed, like, does it affect, people driving, like, as far as stone drivers or people who are high at the door, or even are there stone people out in the supermarkets?
How do you picture Colorado? Do you think we're all just walking around here stoned
My
off?
only reference is South Park, so
Oh my gosh, that's
integrity
hilarious.
weed.
I don't think I noticed more high people here than I did living in Indiana. I think it's
Really?
no, not really. I mean, technically you're not supposed to. I mean, it's the same rules, the same laws as
Mhm.
alcohol, they apply. It's basically the same thing with weed. So you're not supposed to drive stoned. You're not supposed to be smoking in public. So
Right. Sunny
yeah,
Amsterdam.
yeah. I don't think there are more.
Well, we have medicinal in Florida, but you just go outside anywhere and like it just reeks of weed.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely do smell weed here, on occasion.
Certain
Like,
neighborhoods more than others.
yeah, absolutely.
Um, we might be running out of time as far as Zoom.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'll try to like wrap this up. So, like we know you do photography. Do you have a Instagram just for your photography or for Steph on the Pedal or both? Or
So I have Instagram for photography, but like I said, I am not sure that I'm ready to share that yet with
okay.
the stuff on the pedal people. But yeah, I'm probably gonna start an Instagram. I just don't have it yet. I feel a little overwhelmed with Facebook and YouTube and my other everything else that I have going on. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you want to plug? Do you want to plug? I know you have a Facebook fan page and a group.
I mean, we can just say my YouTube, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I have the Facebook group. That's great too.
Mm-hmm.
Instacart Shoppers by Steph on the Pedal. I like that group. That group's been going pretty well and seems to be helpful and mostly a positive place.
How many people are in your group?
I think we're at like 1,500 so
Wow.
right now, which is crazy because I just started it like it's been less than 2 weeks that I've had the group. So that's insane to me. I did not expect any of that. Yeah, it's at 1,500 right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll wrap this up because I don't want this to get cut off. And
Yeah.
I think Steph's going to do an interview with me that'll be on her channel. I'll put links in the description below. So thanks for doing this interview. And
Cool.
I'll see you around YouTube.
All right. Thanks. See ya.
Yep. Bye.